Wow. Can't wait to watch the 10 of them get together and kill all the Titans. Sure, they all survive together. Maybe Mikasa and Eren will get married. If that sounds like you and you want to avoid spoilers for the final season of Attack on Titan, I strongly suggest that you pause the video and go back because I'm going to be talking about some important plot points from the final season. I also suggest that you catch up to the anime or manga, whichever you like, by the 16th of September 2022, because that is when the final season booster for Attack on Titan releases in English Wet Shorts, and you'll probably be attacked by spoilers if you're not caught up by then. With that out of the way, let's go on. Hey guys, it's Ken from the WCC and LHQ West channel, and today I have 3 cards to reveal to you from the Attack on Titan Final Season Booster, which is due to release on the 16th of September as an English edition original into Weiss Schwarz. And as you may have guessed from the thumbnail, today I'm going to be revealing cards to you for Reiner Braun. He's author Isayama's favourite characters, who's gotten some pretty good treatment in this booster, and supposedly is based on his senpai from when he was a student back in the day. And I think the cards that I'm going to reveal to you are pretty interesting. I quite like them myself, and I hope you'll like them too. So let's get right into it. The first card that I have to show to you today is Reiner Trying to Give Up. He's a rare level 0 blue character with Eldian and military traits, so pulling a bit of a funny face over there, but I think fans of the show know that the scene is a bit more serious than what it looks like to the untrained eye. Anyhow, he has 2 different effects. The first one is that he gains 1/5 power until the end of the turn that he's placed from hand, and the second one is that you can discard a climax when he's placed from hand in order to salvage an Eldian trait character. So this is a pretty neat combination of effects, I would say. Utility cards that can fight your opponent's characters after they fulfill their primary function are always really solid, and with 3000 power he should be able to beat over any utility that your opponent plays, and maybe even an attacker, so it's a pretty good line. This card can solve some potentially awkward situations which arise when you're playing Gold Bar or Pants, that is Treasure or Gate officially. Climaxes which give you more climaxes when you trigger them. So sometimes when you play those decks you're just going to have excess climaxes in hand and you don't really know what to do with them, but you can play this Reiner and then you can turn them into Eldian characters, and then you'll have both the climax to play this turn and just characters in order to attack with. But in this deck actually, on top of just solving some potentially awkward scenarios, there's actually another use for this card in where you can use it in tandem with the recently revealed Armin Brainstorm, where Armin has an effect where you can pay 2 instead of 1 to brainstorm for 4, and for every hit you can salvage a climax instead of a character. So if you hit more than 1 climax or any excess climaxes with that Armin, you can play this Reiner after that, and you can turn the excess climaxes into characters, and you can do some pretty neat stuff like salvage your climax combo climax, and then turn the other climax that you salvage into a character, so you can combo off just 1 brainstorm. So I think this is really good. One slight thing with this card that you need to make sure about is that it only salvages Eldian characters, so you won't be able to use this in decks which want to salvage things like core characters from the older sets or Titan characters from the older sets, so just watch out for those. But we have one more exciting card after this, and here we are. This is Reiner Haunted by His Own Advice. He is a double rare level 1 blue character with 4/5 power, an Eldian and military traits. He has 2 effects. The first one is that during your turn, if you have another Eldian character, he gains 1/5 power. Second one is that when he attacks, if you have Reunion in the climax area and 4 or more other Eldians, you can discard a card to send the top 2 cards of your deck to the waiting room, then salvage 2 level X or lower Eldians and add them to your hand, where X is equal to the total levels of the card sent to the waiting room by this effect. So this is a unique effect. It's pretty cool to see these in English edition exclusives. And it's also pretty good, just in general, that you can access multiple cards with this effect, which again is something I think you would really appreciate in a relatively small card pool like Eldians. So some of the benefits of this card is that it can set up multiple high-level cards at once. You just need to send 1 level 3 or 2+1 into your waiting room, and all of a sudden you can just get 2 early plays or early play plus level 2 support. So there's quite a lot of things you can do just as soon as you hit 1 single high-level card with this effect. And this is actually somewhat likely. If you combo multiple times, 2 copies, 3 copies, you'll probably see a combination of high level cards enough that you can feasibly put this into your plan. Another good thing about this card is that you can discard climaxes during the attack phase. So just like the previous card, if you're playing climaxes like Gate and Treasure, which this combo is on a Gate, so you obviously will be playing Gate, you'll have a scenario every now and then where you have excess climaxes in hand and you don't know what to do with them, or you want to put them into your next refresh pretty quickly. So you can use this Reiner to discard climaxes that you salvage during the attack phase and just, smoothen out your plays. So that's also pretty good. It also has some mild synergy with Choice, where if you trigger Choice and you're kind of forced to salvage a high level card that you don't really want right now, you can discard that and turn it into 2 low level cards. And this card is always able to salvage level 0s because every card that you mill off this card has a minimum level of 0, and it's pretty easy to salvage level 1s as well because all you need to do is mill a card that is not level 0. So there's some pretty decent synergy going into there. And I think one other thing you want to note about this card is that it has a minor buff from the new refresh rule where you now take refresh penalty before you finish resolving any other effects, which means that if you have 6 cards in your clock as you're using this card to send the remaining cards of your deck straight to the waiting room, you can actually salvage cards from your clock zone. So you can do some pretty technical stuff where you set up your ideal salvage targets into your clock zone and then you mill off the rest of your deck, and then you can salvage from your clock zone effectively by doing that. So I think the 2 minor things that people might be worried about this card, firstly, is that you have to have some decent number of cards in the waiting room in order to make this card useful. I think in order to alleviate that issue, we can use the Gabi that we saw in the trial deck from the White's Tea Time reveal. She's able to send up to 4 cards to the waiting room when she uses her effect, and she can also attempt to add Reiner to your hand if you have Reiner in the top 4 cards of your deck. So that's one way to fill your waiting room. And in order to fill your board, I think you can use the Levi level 0 that we saw a bit earlier as well. He has an effect which is commonly referred to Ricky, where you can pay 1 and clock yourself for 1, and you can search a level 1 or lower character from your deck. So Levi himself is also an Eldian, so he can put an Eldian on the board while searching for Reiner, so you can set up your combo. So overall, I think this is both good in terms of effects and cool because it's a unique effect. And yeah, overall I really liked just looking at this card and thinking of all the possibilities that it has. So those are the 3 cards that I have to show to you today. All of them come in foil, so I put them up on the screen for your viewing pleasure. Specifically, the level 1 Reiner comes in SP, so if you're a Sign Hunter, that's the card you're going to be looking for. And I'd really like to thank Wishard for giving me this opportunity. I had a lot of fun making this video, and it was pretty exciting to see all these cards just a little bit before everyone else. So thanks again for that. And thank you too for watching this video. Just a reminder that Attack on Titan's final season booster releases in the English edition of Weiss Schwarz on the 16th of September. So be sure to check those out when they hit the shelves. And that's about it. I'll see you next time. Bye.